We are officially live. Well, not really live, but more of we're here. We are recording the first episode of my podcast, Animated Male Podcast. Welcome. And this podcast, we're going to talk about a lot of things, mainly involving anime, things that I enjoy as well outside of anime, manga, games, music, a few trending topics, maybe sports here and there as well for my Bengals fans, And I'll probably have the episodes ranging from maybe 45 minutes to an hour. So let me know your thoughts, as I go through this process, because not everything is set up how I want it to be at the moment. I want it to flow smoothly, but as we, go through these rough patches of things that I'm going to talk about and the, variety of interest that I'm going to go over, things will start to become a little bit more smoother. So I need you all's, I guess, critique or criticism of things that you like, you didn't like, things that you're expecting, things that you want to hear about, so because I would have liked to have done this podcast with someone else that's close with me frequently, that ranges from, because generally my group of friends, we all watch anime and we have all our general interests, but I can't really find someone who would dedicate that particular time to, be a co-host or, but I'll probably more than likely have, some guests on as the episodes progress and things of that nature. So you can expect, a few friends to drop by here and there. But for now, this is the Animated Male Podcast. I'm not even sure if I'm going to keep it that name because my original name that I wanted to do was going to be called the You've Got Mail Podcast, but I looked that up and there's like so many different other people out there who already has that title. So I'm kind of in the cloud of like the rough draft of the names that I'm going to go for. But if Animated Male Podcast sticks, hey, I'll just stick with that. But I did like the You've Got Mail Podcast because I'm male and hey, you've got me, But yeah, like I said, everything's just a work in progress, going to work through these little bumpy roads. But I hope to have fun with you all and, talk about some of our favorite animes, favorite mangas and, life stories and all that jazz. So, yeah, a little bit about me. A little bit about me, and for those who don't know, that, because I know a lot of you have been following my channel for a while now, since, my previous channel, and, y'all been rocking with me, so I appreciate that. So I do want to talk to y'all and let y'all know a little bit more about me, who I am, and things of that nature, just in case you were unfamiliar, and basically, a stepping stone to how I've got so involved in this animated world that we're in, or this life of anime, But yeah, I want to say I wasn't necessarily like, hey, I want to watch anime when I was a little kid. Obviously there's just something on TV you watch. But, growing up, I was mainly into like Ninja Turtles and X-Men and Spider-Man. Those are like generally my favorite kind of episode anime-ish, not really anime, but cartoons that I really was into. Leonardo's my favorite, Samurai Pizza Cats. Well, I guess that's kind of anime, but like those were like shows that came on or so. But, I'm from the hood. And so there's not a lot of people in the hood, or at least visibly known in the hood, that like anime. And I remember one time watching like Sailor Moon and stuff like that, and I was just like, yeah, this is alright. But but that Sailor Moon theme song was catchy. Fighting evil by moonlight, yay, man! That bad boy was catchy. So like, I want to say, what was that, Toonami? I think it was Sailor Moon. I would watch that. I would watch Gundam Wing. I can't remember what else used to come on, but I think it was like, Ronin Warriors, is it? Is it Ronin Warriors? I can't remember if it was Ronin Warriors, but I think that was one of them. I wasn't into them, but I just watched it. Like, this is okay. But I remember being in my old neighborhood and being over some dude's house who were playing like Madden or football, some football game. It was so long ago. And I remember him saying like, hey man, they were talking about Dragon Ball Z. And it was like, you need to check out this. They didn't say I should check it out. They were just talking about it. It's like, yo, if you really like, fighting and, animation that's really exciting and stuff like that, you need to check out Dragon Ball Z. And I was just like, all right, I'll give it a chance. And I think the first episode I saw, it's so long ago, crap. It was definitely an action-packed episode. I would say, it was the episode, because you know what? I used to think Yamcha was a badass. I was like, yo, Yamcha is a badass. That's like my dude, He got the little scars on his face. His hair's wild, He got this little orange gi on. And I was like, yo, Yamcha, that is my guy. I didn't know his name at the time. I picked the character I liked. I was like, I like Yamcha. And this was the episode where when Nappa first arrived, and he was like fighting against Gohan, Piccolo, and Tien. He unleashed the Cybermen and all that stuff. That was like the first episode I saw, and I was hooked. And I was just like, man, they are whooping this dude. Like why? But it was that. The funny thing is that epic Yamcha pose when he's like buried in the ground. That's one of the first episodes that I actually started watching of Dragon Ball Z. And from then on, I didn't really understand what the hell was going on. I was like, what is going on? But I kept hearing everyone say, Piccolo and and Gohan, if my dad was here, and like I just seen Goku running on that snake road when he got there, and then once he finally got there, Piccolo then died, and everyone else just was whooped, and then he got there, he was wrecking shop. He was wrecking shop on Nappa, whooped his ass, and Vegeta, what does the scholar say about his power level, and all that stuff. And though the Saiyan Saga is the episode that got me like really excited, and then I went back, and actually no, I didn't go back. Toonami, they do this. They would do this thing where they get so far in the anime, and then they'll start right back to the beginning. And so that's what they did. I think they got to where Vegeta was leaving planet Namek, and he was not planet Namek. Vegeta was leaving planet Earth after Krillin and Goku let him go. Well, Goku told Krillin to not pursue him. And he went back, to wherever he went back out to. And then they were going to go on to the next episode. Because I remember they kept getting stuck right there. But then they went back to where Raditz was when Raditz had first came, and then they showed Goku, and for some reason I was getting Goku and Yamcha mixed up. I was like, man, I like this Goku guy, but he looked different. I was just so confused because they had orange gi, and this was way before Dragon Ball, like the first Dragon Ball series was brought to my attention at all. So I didn't really know anything about the predecessor to Dragon Ball Z. And they, and from then on, like I kept watching it, and then I was hooked. And Dragon Ball Z is the main reason why like I started getting into anime and like being crazy about it the way I am. Man, just imagine me, a dude from the hood, while dudes is out there doing dirt, I'm out there like, yo, I'm out there like, hey man, I gotta get home, man. I gotta watch Dragon Ball Z. It used to come on at 5. It used to come on at 5 o'clock because I would get home. I used to get off of school around 3:15, and I would get home. Sailor Moon would come on at 4. I think Gundam Wing would come on at 4:30, and then at 5 o'clock was a Dragon Ball Z slot. That's when Dragon Ball Z had came on. So, and the funny thing is, like in a sense, Dragon Ball Z or anime just in general was like sort of like a savior, like in a sense, at least that's the way I look at it. Because like while people were out there in the streets doing stuff that they shouldn't be doing, I would be running home and I would watch Dragon Ball Z, and then I would go outside and play with everybody, hang out with people in the hood, and like me being who I am, I'm a very passionate person. Like if I like something, I like to express it. I like to get it out. Me being who I am, and like I would just like I would be sitting there trying to power up, like that would just be me, like all the time, like just trying to power up and become, stronger and all this stuff. Because that's you see they yelling and I'll get you for this and all this stuff. So like I would be in the hood and do that, and people they knew that about me. And a funny thing, a quick little funny story, because there'll be more stories I want to share later on, but a quick story, like when I was in the 7th grade. Yeah, I was in the 7th grade. And you know how you do roll call, and the teachers, your first day of school, they'll do roll call. They say, hey, is there Sam here? Is there Billy here? And then no, they wouldn't do that first. They would have you introduce yourself. I'm stupid. Yeah. They will have you introduce yourself to the class. So, or at least at my school they did. They have you introduce yourself to the class, and then you tell them a little bit about yourself. And so people would go around like, hey, I'm Sam, I'm from Bond Hill, or hey, I'm Jeremy, I'm from Wind Terrace, or something along the lines. They would come around to me. I would get up and I would be like, I would be like, my name's Goku and I live. This is my first year here at Harmony or whatever, and, and yeah, so I'm just like, I'm Goku. That's like I would introduce myself as Goku every time, like in every class to every like different teacher or whatever. And then what the funny thing is like years later, like when grown ass man, years later, there would still be people that come up to me and be like, hey, what's up, Goku? And I'm like, hey, I'm like, hey, man, y'all silly. But I take that with pride, man. So, I mean, that just lets you know through years, it's only gotten better. I don't look at it as a bad thing. I look at it as a good thing, because it's something that brings genuine joy to my life, And, yeah, man. So yeah, that was my introduction into anime. Like it went from Dragon Ball Z, and then like trying to, understanding that Sailor Moon was an anime. Oh, I like Sailor Moon too. I rock with Sailor Jupiter though. That's my girl, Sailor Jupiter. I do like Sailor Mars too, but Sailor Jupiter, that's my favorite one. That's the green one, And then from there, just I started getting into I started meeting people. The funny thing is like when you pick up an interest or something that you really care about, I feel like the universe just brings it to you, because there started being people that also enjoyed Dragon Ball Z, but a lot of people, they were ashamed of it because like it was kind of like frowned upon to be in the streets or be in the hood and you watching some kiddie show or something like that. I'm just like, psh, I'm me regardless, man. This is what I like. I can't help it, man. But like, I know I keep saying like, I gotta get that out. Like, I gotta get that out. But anywho, yeah, I started getting people who generally enjoyed Dragon Ball as well, or Dragon Ball Z as well. And we exchanged conversations and had general interest, and we was like, yo, who's your favorite character? And I was like, I like Goku. Goku's my, this is when I realized Yamcha was Yamcha. And I was like, nah, I'm not Yamcha. I rock with Goku. Goku's always been like my guy, and like, oh man, I remember seeing Goku go Super Saiyan for the first time. I literally, tears was coming out of my eyes because I was so happy. Yeah, if y'all see my reactions, y'all know how happy I get and excited that I get when these animes be doing some crazy stuff that's out of the blue, But yeah, I started, meeting people that were into anime as well. And the funny thing is, it was this real cool dude. Like he's one of the most popular people at that time in the neighborhood. Like he lived like literally like a 30-second walk. Like my apartment building was on this side, his house was on this side at the bottom of the circle or whatever. And his name was Todd. We used to, like, he was part of the group. We all used to hang out and stuff. Like we would watch. The funny thing is like we would hang out and we would mention it every now and then, but it wouldn't be like super heavy, like mentioning talking about Dragon Ball Z. because there's a lot of the group of friends that I was with. We didn't really talk about anime or anything like that. We mainly talked about music, battle rapping, maybe sports or fighting, or like which hood got beef with every hood. We used to cap on each other. That I guess that's what they call that roasting, or they. But you know what's funny thing is, side note, they cap like back where I grew up, back home in Ohio. We used to call capping like roasting. But capping nowadays is like you're being fake, or you're saying something that you're not. At least that's how they do it in the hip hop community now. Is what they talk about as far as cap. But where I'm from, we call capping roasting. Like we used to cap on each other all day and like freestyle, make beats, and freestyle and all that stuff. But then after the lights go out and the light go down, street lights come on, people go to their cribs, me and Todd, like everyone be going home, me and Todd, we would just be still. We would just we'd be on his stoop, his porch, his hangout spot, or sometimes we'd be in like the middle of the street near where the pole is. Not stripping because we were too young for all that, but yeah, we'd be under the street lights just talking. And I would never ever forget this conversation, man. I would never forget this conversation that we had. We were talking about when Trunks. Remember when Trunks had first came back from? No. Hold on. We were talking about Trunks after. I think this was after he killed Frieza. Yeah, after he killed the metal Frieza. Yes, this is where it was. Yes. And like he came and gave Goku that warning about, he gonna have to take this heart medicine, he'll die, and all that stuff. Everything that Trunks told Goku about the future and how his death is imminent and things like that. And so we were talking about that. And back then, internet wasn't, you couldn't just search it up and look it up as easy, because in order for us to look up stuff, we would have to go to the library, and the library, you have to get a library card, and you would get 30 minutes, and we didn't even know where to look. I don't even know how we knew this information, but Todd was telling me about these androids and how, and like, dude, I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it now, like legit, man. It's just like we was sitting there, and he would tell like these androids how strong they are, and like they just are just going to destroy everyone. We were just talking about Android 17 and 18. We didn't even know how they looked. We just I believe he read a story, I think he saw it, how like, because remember they only show like shadowy figures when Trunks was telling his story. They never really showed us how they look like visible. They only gave us shadowy figures. So we were talking about that like throughout the night. Like we could spend hours throughout the night just talking about that stuff, man. So like those are things that I'll never forget. He's locked up now. Hopefully he'll be getting out in maybe a few years. I'm not sure. Haven't been in contact with him in a while, but like it just goes to show like how Dragon Ball Z for me will always be like the god of anime in a sense. Not to say like it's the best anime or anything like that, but I would say it's the gateway for people who aren't into anime, and they see this and you see fighting, because like you come from the hood, all you really do is see fighting, like dude, that's all you see is fighting. And so you have that mentality, and you see them banging, and doing all that stuff. And it's just like, yo, this is hard, So that's why I feel like a lot of people in the hood, they like, if you watch Dragon Ball Z, but okay, I see why you like this, But like, I feel like Dragon Ball Z was the gateway for me, and it opened up my world to see so many different series that I never even thought I would like. So definitely want to say kudos to Akira Toriyama and things of that nature, because like I really really freaking enjoy that. So that is a little bit about me in as far as how I started getting into anime and stuff like that. gaming, obviously you already know I do gaming, but not as heavy as I used to. But yeah, we'll talk about in other podcast episodes. We'll talk about few of my favorite gaming. Well, no, I guess we can talk about that now. Yeah, one of my favorite gaming. Why I keep saying gaming? One of my favorite games. I keep saying gaming. One of my favorite gaming. One of my favorite. What the fuck? All right. Anywho, one of my favorite games that really got me into gaming, aside from like Street Fighter, was Final Fantasy VI. It was on a Super Nintendo, and this was the one with Kefka. Back then it was Final Fantasy 3, but later on in life I figured out that in Japan is actually Final Fantasy 6, because when Final Fantasy 7 eventually came out, I was like, how do you go from Final Fantasy 3 to Final Fantasy 7? Didn't make sense to me. But yeah, Final Fantasy 6 was the first like game RPG that I was just like, yo, this is good, because I was hooked. And I've always been fascinated with like ninjas and samurais. I've always been fascinated with them since I was younger. Maybe in my past life I was a samurai, I don't know. But I've always been fascinated with them. And then they had this character on there named Shadow, either Shadow or Ninja. I think it's Shadow. But he was a ninja. Yeah, his name was Shadow and he was a ninja. And he had his little dog with him. But he would leave your party randomly. And I was just like, yo, I want to play with that ninja, man. I like that ninja, man. But Final Fantasy VI on Super Nintendo was my favorite game. And I never beat it until like later on in life. I eventually got it, when it was $60 when I could buy my own games. But and I didn't realize that you can get Shadow back. I didn't know you can get him back like later on. But he kept leaving my party. I'm just like, where'd he go? He left my party. And I couldn't get, I didn't keep him, but later on I learned that you have to keep him. And once like Kefka destroys the world, you can get him back depending on the decision you make when you're on the trip or whatever, when you're on his little boat or his airship or whatever. But anywho, yeah, that's a little side rant about. But yeah, I would say Street Fighter is definitely a game that got me into fighting games. And Mortal Kombat 2, because like, not Mortal Kombat 2, but Mortal Kombat also. Because I remember it was like the first game that allowed blood to be shown on Sega. And I still remember the code for Sega that enabled you to put blood. It's down, up, left, A, right, down. You would do that and you would be able to play with blood on or whatever. And I always thought that was pretty cool. So Street Fighter was always one of my favorites. Mortal Kombat was one of my favorites, and also Final Fantasy. So that I would say that shaped my style or my type of games and stuff that I enjoy, because that was like my first real interaction of enjoyment with playing a game either by myself or with my brother. And so, I mean, to this day, I still play Street Fighter, and I want to get into playing this new Mortal Kombat 11, because it's actually pretty cool. But yeah, those are the games that started me off with actually playing games. Now, Manga, I believe it's pronounced manga, but back then I called it Manga. What got me into Manga, you know what, I'm messing up. I was supposed to do this, because like for each little section I have this little thing right here. Boop. Anime. We talked about anime. We did game, even on bouncing up and down, but yeah, we'll get into manga. I first started watching I didn't know anything about manga. I didn't know, like, obviously comic books and stuff like that, but I didn't know it was something in America that we could read. Like, I always thought that's in Japan or in other countries, but you could read it online. I was like, oh snap, we can. Oh, hold on, I'm in the wrong one. Oop. Manga. We can get into. I didn't know that we could actually just look it up online and read it, or go to a comic book store and buy legit manga. I didn't know that, but like, this was back when I started getting into Smash Bros and playing Smash competitively. We would go on trips. We would go on trips like from Ohio to Kentucky, or Ohio to Michigan, or Ohio to Indiana, just places that bordered around Ohio. We would have road trips, and throughout those road trips, there was this guy named Sneaky Taco. That's his gamer tag, Sneaky Taco. He played Smash, and we would have conversations. He's a Japanese guy, and he would tell me about different mangas that are out and how like far ahead they are. Because I was watching, like we would talk about different anime series that we're watching. Like I would say, I'm watching Gantz, and he's like, yeah, man. And he would talk about stuff that I was unfamiliar with. I was just like, what? Like what? Like what are you talking about? And he was like, yeah, man, that story's not even finished yet. I was like, it's not finished. I was like, oh my god, I have to get it. I have to get into it because I didn't know anything about it, and it was like my first introduction to it, and it's continued past what I already saw in the anime. An anime of Gantz. If you haven't seen Gantz, check that bad boy out. It was good. And from then on, I started getting into manga. I started reading it, and I didn't know it's like my whole world was opened up. And then from there I was like, yo, I just like reading manga. Like I'd rather read manga than watch anime because it gets straight to the nitty gritty. So from then on, I started reading manga. Like I didn't think I would enjoy it because you have to read it, and I was like, nah. But I actually enjoyed it. Like I legit enjoyed it, and like looking for it every week, like, oh my god, this new episode coming out. And so that's what like kind of started me into my journey of getting into manga. Another funny little story that we could talk about as far as anime, I never watched subbed. I never watched subbed anime until I believe it was around the time Naruto was going on. Like Naruto was really popular, and this was the very, very first Naruto before Shippuden and everything. This was when, obviously when he was learning his little jutsus and all that stuff. But went to a friend's house, and they were talking about they had like an episode of Naruto and Sasuke fighting on a waterfall, and I was like, when the hell did this happen? And they said, oh yeah, this been out. This is like a subbed anime. It's way ahead of like the American. I was just like, really? And so I was like, the funny thing is like one of my closest friend, Chris, he could tell you that I'm probably one of the most stubborn. I've loosened up now, but like I'll be stuck in my ways, but I'll eventually do it or succumb to what I've been, told I should do or recommended to do. Like, so like, I wouldn't watch any of the subs. I would wait for the dubs to come out, and because to me that was normal. Like I didn't even think that there is a possibility of them releasing Japanese, anime to us. Just obviously that's the origin. I legit didn't even think about it. But from then on, like I started watching the anime with subtitles, and I'm just like, yo, this is good. It took a little, I made fun of it because I didn't really like the voices. Like I definitely at that time wouldn't watch Dragon Ball Z. This was years before Dragon Ball Super was even a thought. Like I would hear their voices, I'm like, oh my gosh, their voices sound bad. Like Goku sounds like a girl. Luffy sounds so like, why are their voices so high pitched? I didn't understand that these are this is the root, this is the source. And so once I got adjusted to it, I literally just was like, yo, I can't, it's hard for me to watch dubs now. The only dubs I can still watch are it's like Dragon Ball Z, obviously, since that's what molded me, Cowboy Bebop, Inuyasha, Samurai Champloo, Rurouni Kenshin, Yu Yu Hakusho, just mainly the staples of animes that I watched already and completed in English. Like I can rewatch those, but like the newer animes that come out, I know a lot of you follow the channel and you all be like, yo, how come you don't do reactions to the English? Because some of the, like, the English actors, I know some of the English actors' voices are good, but it just doesn't sound right, like, to me. Like, Death Note is an exception. I think Death Note can be, because I watched that first, in Japanese, but I heard it in English. I was like, you know what, this is actually not too bad. So I'm sure there's other animes out there that I'll enjoy if they had like the English subtitles, or if they had like the English vocals or whatever, or dubbed. But I just prefer Japanese because I mean I just enjoy it, man. The music's good and all that stuff, but it just opened up my eyes. Manga opened up my eyes to a whole different world. So that's my spiel or star shtick when it comes to manga. And I have this thing that I'm going to do that I want to do with you all. It's Spotlight. Boop. Now, what this is what I want to do for you all. The same thing as I'm going to do for me is I want to help promote, support anything that you're doing. So for instance, when we get to the spotlight section of this of the podcast, we are going to highlight that. So I want you all to send me your videos, or if you have a Twitch channel, a YouTube channel, we'll spend some time, maybe about 3, 4, 5 minutes exploring it and introducing people to whatever it is that you do. So if you have a Twitch channel, I'll explore your Twitch channel and see what it is that makes people want to view your channel, or whatever it is that you're doing. You have a business that you're starting, you want to promote something, some awareness. This is my time to allow you to shine, because I wouldn't be here or making these podcasts or these reactions without your support, because I want to, if y'all have anything that y'all want to dish out there, hey, let me know. Or maybe you have suggestions to something I could check out. I don't know. Just let me know. So either leave a comment in this video, or you can send me a tweet or message me on Twitter or on Instagram or whatever. And yeah, I'll make sure I highlight someone every week and let you all know what I think about whatever it is that you have going on. So with that being said, I'm going to let you all listen to a song of mine. So for instance, if you're a rapper or if you're a musician of some sort, if you have anything that you want me to promote, this would be that opportunity to do that. But I'll let you all hear one song that I did, because I am a rapper. If y'all didn't know, probably didn't know. This is one that I did for, all right. Yeah. All right. Now listen to this and let me know your thoughts about it. All right.
This is Spotlight Dynamite.
How deep is what we got? Better yet, how do you feel? I just wanna know, appreciate you being real, cause you know I give my all like a single parent working. Nobody thinks it worth it, but I do believe in perfect. If we ain't being great, then we're wasting our potential. I don't wanna seem rude or borderline sentimental. I just know what we deserve is more than mediocre. We can do it if our bonds squeeze tighter than a cobra. Where your mind at? Is it really real what I feel? I'm just curious to know about the things you will reveal. I got doubts, so I think I need some kind of reassurance that you're a good neighbor like State Farm Insurance. I've expressed my concerns and everything I fear. What I need in this life is somebody who is here by my side like 2 arms and never out of reach. Keeps promises and always makes it back in one piece. If I told you I would ride for you, would you ride for me and take it far as the eyes can see? If I told you I would die for you, would you die for me and make my enemies your enemies? If I told you I would ride for you, would you ride for me and take it far as the eyes can see? If I told you I would die for you, would you die for me and make my enemies your enemies? The journey starts now.
Bam. All right. Yeah, that's just what I would do in the spotlight. So that's a song that I got called, what is it called? True Nakama? Yeah, True Nakama. Basically, it's the One Piece beat and, rapped over and all that stuff. I'll credit the producer because I can't remember who it is off top, but I'll give him credit in the description box or whatever. But yeah, man, I also have an album that I'm working on. It's not completed, obviously because I'm working on it, but it'll be anime based in a sense because working on it, thinking of the titles because I've had so many different experiences in this year, and so many different people that I've met, and so like I have this, I want to give out energy, good energy. So the names that I'm juggling with is animated energy. Is what I'm thinking of, but we'll see. But that's like the first thing of the titles that I'm going to work with. But a lot, my rap name used to be YBM. Like if you all follow my channel, you probably already know that or so. But yeah, my previous rap name was YBM, which stood for Young Black Man. I actually have 2 albums on Spotify, iTunes, Tidal, or wherever digital music or whatever digital platforms out there. My music is on there. Xbox Live, Amazon, not Xbox Live, but whatever store they have on Xbox or whatever. It's all on there. First album is called Working on a Dream. Second album is called Lynn, which was second album was more of a release of the shit that I was going through, but in a past relationship. But yeah, so I'm working on the album, and I will be promoting that in this spotlight area if you all don't send me stuff. So I want you all to send me stuff. I want to highlight you, everything that you're all doing. So comment or send me a message on Twitter or Instagram. All right, do that. Let's see. And I have a little mark here that talks about trends. And in this little section, what we'll do is, hold on, I have 3 screens, so I have to, hold on. Give me just a brief second. All right. Oh, crap. All right. Crap, I can't do it the way I want to do it. All right, I can't do it the way I want to do it at the moment. I probably need to change that. Yeah, I'll need to change that. But we'll look at trending topics or whatever is popular, whatever is going on. That's what we'll do. So I think the American team won. The American women's soccer team, they won today. So we'll talk about trending topics or whatever is popular or happening or anything that you all would feel is interested in or that you all would be interested in. I'll be talking about music as well, movies and new series that I'm catching up on that's from on Netflix or whatever else that I'm getting into because oh my god I just watched Dark. It's on Netflix. I just watched Dark. Like I watched it in a day, 2 seasons. And the funny thing, I was like, you know what, I don't watch TV, and so I'm trying to when people mention Game of Thrones and all these other popular TV shows, I'm out of the loop because I don't know nothing about it. I don't know anything about it, so I'm completely out the loop. So I was like, you know what? I always say that TV's poison is bad for me. I'm just like, I'm the one who's hindering myself from enjoying good stuff and getting understanding of different films and different perspectives of documentaries and people put work into these things, man. So like they're not making them just so you can not enjoy life. They're making them to help you enjoy life, or so like I overthink a lot of situations, which I'm trying to simplify now. But I just watched this series called Dark on Netflix, and my goodness, I enjoyed it. Like it was really good. It was thoroughly good, and like I love suspenseful type films and things that make you question what the hell is going to happen next. And in this series, it's about time travel. There's nothing more complex about time travel, talking about past, future, present, and all that stuff. You have all these figures who's in this town, all this shit is happening, people go missing, bodies found, people dying. It's just like you don't know who to blame. It's just like, yo, it's good. So if y'all haven't had the chance, check it out. This is a shameless plug for them, but it's not for me. Check it out. It's called Dark on Netflix because I would love to talk to y'all about it. But yeah, we'll be talking about things like that because I'm going to try to start getting into more of these type of series and stuff like that. So if y'all have any recommendations of any series out there that's good, and I like action, I like comedy, I like romance. You know what? I really like a lot. So there's not really anything that I'll shy away from. So yeah, if you have any suggestions of things that are non-anime related for this particular section, yeah, just let me know and I'll give it a check. I'll check it out and let you know what I thought about it. And what else we got? Q&A. There's a Q&A section that I want to also do with you all. And in this section, you would all just, if you have any questions about me or anything, not that it doesn't necessarily have to be about the podcast. It could be about girls. It could be about life. It could be about whatever it is that is on your heart. Anything that you want to ask me. You can roast me if you want, because I'll roast myself, man. But yeah, if you have any questions or anything, feel free to just leave them in the box below and we could talk about it. Like, just send me a message either on Twitter or leave it in the comment. You know what? I'm not sure if everyone has a Twitter or not, but if you do, just message me or leave a comment with the hashtag Animel, basically anime with an L at the end, Animel. So yeah, just do that and I'll be able to promptly respond to your questions and all that. Or you can leave it in the comment box below, but leave that hashtag Animel because I want to be able to get to you all quickly, and having that hashtag does help. So that's what I'll do in the Q&A section. If I don't have any Q&As, I won't have any Q&As. I won't be giving answers to questions or anything like that. But that's mainly what I'll be doing for my podcast. There'll be a lot more stuff that we're going to discuss. This was basically an introduction to who I am and what you can expect, my general interests of gaming, anime, manga, and you know how I got to this road of enjoying anime and things like that as much as I do. So this is, I guess I'm going to close, but yeah, like I said, everything is going to get worked out, but I want to put this out there just so you all can expect something. What do you all think is a good release date? I'm thinking Monday, or, you know, to the start of the week, or should I do like Wednesday or Thursday? I don't know. I'm juggling. I'm thinking Monday because Sunday I work early and I get off early, so I kind of want to enjoy that instead of doing the podcast during my, I don't know. I'll figure that out. But for now, this will probably be up Monday, which is tomorrow. But today, it's today. When you see this, it'll be today. but I kind of, and I'll probably do a live podcast. So, you know, I can talk to you all in real time. But this is just until I get used to this, you know, this thing. Until I get used to this, I'm just record it. But, you know, we can do a live podcast as well. So it feels a little bit more interactive and real. But, yeah. And also, I'm not sure if I want to make edits or heavy edits or anything like that. So I don't know. But yeah, we'll work through this process together. I mean, I actually, you know what? I actually enjoy this. Really, I really enjoyed it. It'd be dope to have someone else to bounce information off of, but that's kind of where the Q&A plays a role, because I'll be able to converse with you all while also let you all know more about my general feels and thoughts about anime. So yeah, man, we'll have if you have any questions, feel free to let your boy know, but I think that's it. I think we did good. You know, I didn't have any brain stumps. So make sure you subscribe, follow, share the channel. I appreciate you all for tuning in to the reactions and all that. Like I said, working on logos and all that stuff. Not even sure if Animated Male Podcast is going to be the name of the podcast. Let me know how the audio is on this as well. If the audio is a little shaky or rocky, let me know so I can adjust that for future episodes. But I will let you all go. I appreciate you all for tuning in, and yeah, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. We're gonna rock this bad boy. We're gonna rock it into as a mountain, you feel me? But I don't have any catchphrase yet, but like I said, I'll be working on it. Yeah, I guess I'll end this with a subscribe, comment, like, share, and later.